Welcome to Study Skills, How to Study Better, Not Harder, Part 1. The first lesson that you need to learn is that you have to attend class regularly. Studying can't happen if you haven't actually learned everything that you're supposed to learn in class. When you miss class, you miss important information and you'll fall behind. And if you don't have this information, it can affect your grade and your learning. Also, try sitting in the front and middle of the class whenever possible. These are the success seats, so to speak. They help you to pay attention. When you're sitting in the back, it's much easier to lose focus and to get stuck on your phone or to pay attention to other people around you. When you're sitting in the front and the middle, you know that your teacher can see you and it keeps you paying attention. Develop a working relationship with your instructors. Make sure they know you and that they know you're serious about learning in their class. This will also help keep you accountable, which helps you to study better. Pay close attention in class and take good notes. Even if you record your lectures, which you may if you have accommodations for that, you should also take your own notes as well because this allows double chance for understanding and memory. It gives you a chance to have two sets of notes that you can review. Take a lot of notes. In general, the more notes you take, the more information you tend to remember later. And the more complete notes will result in better learning because you have more information down to review. But be strategic about it. Write out your notes in your own words, not verbatim from the teacher or textbook. Make sure you're processing information and putting it into your own words rather than just repeating what somebody else has said. Stick to keywords in very short sentences, just enough to trigger your memory when looking at them again. You don't want to write full, complete sentences because that takes too long, and it also takes up a lot of space. It's just kind of a waste of time. Write down what matters, not every detail. Stick to the main ideas and the important points. And create a consistent system of symbols and abbreviations to organize information quickly, such as an asterisk to denote an important point, or a question mark to denote something you want to research or ask about later. You can shorten words, come up with your own shorthand so that you are abbreviating things and not taking up as much space and time. But make sure you can read it later. Nobody else has to be able to read it, but you do. Be organized. Maintain a different notebook or section of a larger notebook for each class so that your notes can be kept separate and easily accessed. That will help you to find your notes so that you can study. Label and date the notes that you take in class so that you can, again, remain organized. Label notes taken from a textbook with chapter and page numbers. Avoid note-taking mistakes. Don't try to transcribe word for word and don't forget to summarize. Make sure you ask a teacher for clarification, repetition, or to slow down. A teacher should be willing to repeat something if you ask nicely. And if for some reason they don't have time in class to do this, then go to their office hours and ask them to clarify. That's what they're there for. Try not to lose the general theme or topic due to inappropriate or missing headings or subheadings or keywords in your notes. Make sure you label things well. And don't write so quickly that the notes are illegible. You have to be able to read what you've written for them to be useful. Try auditory or visual learning. Try reading aloud to yourself while studying to activate more of your brain. When you read out loud, it allows you to have more than one part of your brain going at the same time, which allows the information to sink into more parts of your brain. When studying alone, take notes verbally into your phone or a handheld recording device. You can then listen to and to transcribe your notes later as a form of review. Connect concepts to visual images that may help you remember them. For example, force equals mass times acceleration. F equals ma, flying mule right? Saying things while looking at the images combines auditory and visual. And there's the image for it. I couldn't figure out how to make it come up at the right time. But the flying mule, force equals mass times acceleration. Use mnemonics. This is a very similar technique. Use the first letters of words to create a memorable sentence or word. So some lovers try positions that they can't handle is the carpal bones of the hand, scaphoid, lunate, triquetrum, pisiform, trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, hamate. So the first letters spell out the first letters of that other sentence that you'll remember, and then that clue will clue you into the words that you're trying to remember. Another example is every good boy does fine, or every good boy deserves fudge, which is the lines on the treble clef in music, or face is the spaces on the treble clef. You can sometimes find these mnemonics online, or you can make them up yourself. Create a distraction-free study environment. This is really important. For most people, this means silence with phones tucked away. Don't even have your phone on vibrate. I know if you're like me, when it vibrates, I have to look. So even that is still distracting. If you study best with music, make sure it's not distracting music. Instrumental usually works best, but you know what will work for you. For me, if there are too many words that I know in the song, I just sing along, so that's too distracting. Unless you're studying with a group or a partner, try to be away from people who may interrupt you. Again, I know this is difficult if you have family that you live with, children, brothers and sisters, parents, but it's best if you have people that won't come up and distract you. That doesn't mean you have to be completely alone. I like to study when I'm at a coffee shop because then there are enough people around that there's noise that's not distracting, it's background noise, and it lets me shut it out. And the people aren't coming up to me to talk to me. Try studying in different places to avoid recall being dependent on place. You don't want to only remember information in your living room, for example. So try studying in different places so that the information gets stuck in your brain, not in the place. Make a study schedule. Take into account the ratio of 2 to 3 hours of study homework time for every hour spent in class. This is actually how units are decided. For every unit of a class, you're expected to be in class for 1 hour and have 2 hours of study or homework. For some people, that can be up to 3, so you want to give yourself that leeway in case that's you. Make study time a regular activity in your life, along with other obligations like work and family. Actually write it into your schedule. Know when you're going to study each day and have it written down so that you know you'll do it and that you have time set aside for it. Think about when your mind is most open to studying. Are you best in the morning when you wake up, or is it better to do studying right after class when concepts are new? Or are you a night person and it's best for you to do it right before you go to bed? Figure out what works for you and have that be your study time. But work in regular breaks to freshen your mind while studying. You can't study in hours and hours and hours at once without a break. You need to take breaks so that your brain stays fresh. One way to do that is the Pomodoro method. Use a timer to focus your studying for 25 minutes and then reward yourself with something brief but relaxing or refreshing. So study for 25 minutes and then go walk around the block or play a game on your phone or go on Facebook or Snapchat or whatever it is the kids are doing. Even if you don't use a literal timer, a reward after a period of studying will help to increase the positive habit of studying regularly. Rewards work. Make lists. Make a weekly list of key tasks that you must complete in a planner or journal. What do you need to do this week? And then each day, write a daily task of what you can reasonably accomplish the next day. Writing the list the night before allows your subconscious to ready yourself for being able to accomplish those things on the list. So your brain, while you're sleeping, will get yourself set up to do the things on your list. Start your day with something difficult to get it out of the way. Rather than leading up to it, you'll be less likely to procrastinate that way. Include a quitting time so you have a time to look forward to and know you have free time after. Actually write that into your planner when you're going to be done. And then don't go over it. Set the limit for yourself and stop when that time comes. Finally, don't procrastinate. Something you don't want to do is associated with pain in the brain. This is why we procrastinate. Procrastination eases that pain immediately, but temporarily. It's like something you're addicted to. Procrastination makes you feel better, but it's temporary. Doing the activity you don't want to do for a short while eases the pain for a longer period of time and builds better habits. Focus on the process rather than the product to help you avoid procrastination and create a positive habit. So don't focus on, oh my God, I have to get that essay done, but focus on the process of writing the essay. First, I'm going to come up with a thesis. Then I'm going to write an introduction. Then I'm going to write an outline. Whatever your process is, focus on that rather than the end product. But don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. That just makes the pain worse in the long run. Okay, that's the end of part 1. Come back for part 2. Thank you for joining me.